all medications have side effects, this we know, but our next guest says a few common drugs could be dragging you down more than you realize. Pharmacist Phil Cowley is joining me. Good to see you, friend.
How are you?
Good, thank you. So you see, while some medications help us physically, they may be taking their toll emotionally.
Absolutely. So sleep is one of those things that's really hard for people. And a lot of people take PM products that are really bad if you're battling with some blues or depression or seasonal depression type things.
Okay, so just to be aware and to know what could be affecting, enhancing, or taking down your mood.
Absolutely, because sometimes we see something being a little bit bad and we take something else and it makes it really bad.
Really bad. Okay, you've identified 3 medications then that might be making you depressed. First, antihistamines.
Absolutely. Anything that says PM on the end of it's got diphenhydramine in it. And diphenhydramine, it works by dropping your histamine. Histamine is the reason why we wake up in the morning. But it's also the reason why it keeps us up at night. So we drop it, but in the morning it's hard to get out of bed, so you're bed rotting most of the day. It also has an anticholinergic effect, which means that it drops your acetylcholine. And acetylcholine is memory and focus, and it's part of the way that we get up and get things finished. And so when you don't have that, well, your mood drops substantially.
And even more than just the PM effect. I mean, you can feel kind of blah, you could feel low on energy, but your cognitive sharpness might take a hit too.
Absolutely, every single time. That's what the acetylcholine does. So you won't be sharp in the morning, you'll feel like you're dragging, and from that, you won't have that drive, that motivation to get through the day.
Okay, good to know. Many people lean on ibuprofen regularly. You say that's another one to watch?
So chronic use, not occasional. Like we're having a lot of that with painkillers right now where it's chronic versus occasional. Chronic use drops the way that our stomach produces serotonin. So our stomach produces about 70% of all of our serotonin.
And remind us about serotonin.
Serotonin is our feel-good neurochemical. So it's the thing that makes you feel like I always say it's your friend that comes over with ice cream and sweatpants when you're having a bad day. That's what it makes you feel like.
We love serotonin.
We do. We love serotonin. But the stomach makes a lot of it. And so ibuprofen inflames the endocrine cells inside your stomach, so it doesn't work. But it also can mute the effect of antidepressants by just changing the way the serotonin neurons work inside your brain. So there's a dual action there.
So if you're taking both the antidepressant and also ibuprofen chronically, those two can work against
And chronic is the thing.
Chronic, yeah.
You know, you have a headache today and don't take it for 2 weeks, it's not a problem. You're taking it as often as you say your prayers, then you're in trouble.
Okay. Finally, acid reflux medications. They can have some potential mental side effects.
So we need to make sure our stomach acid's at a certain rate to get our magnesium in. It also changes the way that we get our vitamin B12 in. And so long-term use, 3 to 6 months use of things like omeprazole, lansoprazole, can drop your B12 and your magnesium. Without those, you will see a change in your mood, and most of the time, it's really a bad change.
Not the change we want. So,
No.
Phil, on the flip side, are there things we can do or take that will enhance an antidepressant?
So I love creatine, and creatine is our secondary source of energy for all of our cells. And so a lot of people will relate having depression with being low energy because they always go hand in hand. But if we can raise that energy up by taking creatine, which has been shown especially for women over the age of 40, they see a substantial jump in energy. Their depressive mood seems to get a lot better.
Okay, what else?
We also could, vitamin D. So 30 to 50% of everybody in the United States are low on vitamin D, especially since the snow and the cold is on its way.
I feel like we hear so much about vitamin D, especially this time of year,
And we just don't get enough. And so because that, when vitamin D is low, it's a hormone, so we don't produce a lot of the other hormones we need to feel good about things. And then we always want to look at our B vitamins, especially if you've got certain genetic mutations. Vitamin B9 and B12 are fantastic to make your mood just jump through the roof if you are low on them, which many people are.
Okay, and you hope that someone who's being prescribed these medications is having this conversation with their doctor, but as you prove, you can always have the chat with your pharmacist too.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the best thing is talk to everybody, and it's also good to talk to other people that have mood problems and say what hurts and what helps.
Sure.
I'm a big proponent of talking to people. It's always good.
Yeah, bottom line, know what you're taking and know what could happen because of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're the best. Phil, where can we get more from you, sir?
I'm on all the socials, so look up Phil's My Pharmacist. You can find me any place.
We'll meet you there. Thank you. Well done.